Max Verstappen started from third on the grid today, but he finished the race as a winner. It was a race of gambles and bad luck. We witnessed yet another Red Bull 1-2, but the dice did not roll in the favour of Ferrari and they had to retire both of their cars. So hello and welcome to Fervent Motorsports, and today we are going to take you through the Baku Grand Prix. Max Verstappen had a brilliant race. He waited patiently behind Perez and Leclerc for the right moment to strike, and he finished the race as a winner. This means that he now has more wins for Red Bull than the great Sebastian Vettel. This is Verstappen's fourth win in just 5 races. He's clearly on a roll. Speaking about Ferrari's DNF, he felt that the luck had evened out after his initial bad run of races at the start of the season. He said, "Of course, we had our misfortune at the beginning of the year, so we knew that we had to play a bit of catch up. But it seems like now it's more or less evened out with the bad luck. And yes, you know that you have to score points in every single weekend if you want to really fight for the championship. Everyone knows that, everyone tries that, but it's not always that easy." Sergio Perez grabbed the lead right from the start of the Grand Prix. He overtook Leclerc right into the first corner and he built a healthy lead. However, he was once again played by the safety car just like Jeddah. He failed to pit, and that put Leclerc in the lead, and from there on Max Verstappen was just flying as he took over P1 after Leclerc's retirement. Speaking to the press, Sergio Perez said, "I think it was a right call made by the team, because at the time Max was a bit further ahead and it was a good team result, and you know in this place anything can happen. So at the end we managed to do a 1-2 and that's a great team result." Sainz suffered from a hydraulics issue in just the 9th lap and he was forced to retire. Shortly later, his Ferrari teammate who was in the lead had to retire as well. But that wasn't all. Ferrari power cars of Alfa Romeo and Haas were forced to retire, which certainly raises questions about the reliability of the Ferrari engines. Speaking to the press after the race, Ferrari team boss Mattia Binotto said, "Certainly it's a concern. I think we said it even before coming here to Baku. Reliability is always a factor, which is a key factor in the battle as well as the performance. I think as a team we pushed certainly a lot through this winter test to develop the car, but we proved that we are not yet fully reliable. But I think we didn't get euphoric at the start of the season, so we will not be devastated now. I think the team will stay focused, working hard, trying to address those issues to make us simply stronger for the future." George Russell managed yet another podium position. He stayed out of issues and drove a clean race as he capitalized on the errors of the Ferrari cars. Lewis Hamilton finished in 4th place after falling back during a bad pit stop strategy by Mercedes. The Mercedes cars were bouncing the most and it was certainly visible to everyone. So that's why post-race Toto Wolff even apologized to Lewis over the radio. He said, "Lewis, we all know this is a bit of a shitbox to drive at the moment. Sorry for the back also, we'll sort ourselves out. Well driven." This comes after Hamilton said he couldn't finish a practice session because his back was sore from all the bouncing. Pierre Gasly, Sebastian Vettel and Fernando Alonso all had magnificent races to claw their way back up. They finished in P5, P6 and P7 respectively. It was a great weekend for Daniel Ricciardo, who finished in P8 ahead of his teammate Lando Norris. This comes after there are questions raised about his future in Formula 1. This weekend there were a bunch of team orders at the McLaren garage. Daniel Ricciardo was told not to overtake Lando Norris in the initial stages of the race, and towards the end Norris was told not to overtake Ricciardo. So speaking about these team orders, McLaren team boss Andrea Seidel said, "The most important thing is that we have prepared for these scenarios and the drivers know exactly what the calls will be if the situation like this comes up. I have a lot of trust in those guys, and in the end, we've seen on the track that we can rely on them, which is very important." Esteban Ocon was the last driver to grab the points in Baku. In the Constructors' Championship, this means that Red Bull now has an 80-point lead over their nearest rivals Ferrari, and the double DNF for Ferrari meant that Mercedes are now just 38 points away from them. The weekend also saw Alpine taking over the 5th spot from Alfa Romeo. In the Drivers' Championship, the DNF means that Sergio Perez is now 2nd in the championship. He has a 21 point to Verstappen and a very slim 13-point gap to the 3rd place Leclerc. The next race is at Canada in just a week. So until then, stay tuned to Fervent Motorsports as we keep you updated with all things Formula 1 and MotoGP as well. And of course, please do remember to check out our other videos if you liked this one.